1.18, let's talk about it. So, starting off, 1.18 adds in a lot of stuff that you may not have noticed. And today I'm going to be showing you guys everything that is going to be added in 1.18, and some of the biggest changes to the smallest changes. So, let's get into it. Now, starting off, the biggest change is actually to the generation of everything in your world. As you can see on one of the 1.18 pre-releases, there are bigger mountains and deeper caves. Now that is because the generation has actually increased compared to the height limit. Now the new height limit for building is 320 for height, and for depth it is actually -64. So if we go all the way down here, click on F3, you can see that we're at -64. And we just got the achievement Caves and Cliffs. Now these are a bunch of new advancements added to the new update. Caves and Cliffs is one of the many enchantments which is free fall from the top of the world to the bottom and survive. Now obviously that is the newest achievement because the height and depth just got a lot bigger. And on the topic of advancements, there are 3 more. Now the next one is Feel Like Home, which is ride a strider for 50 blocks of lava in the overworld. Just like this. Now you're gonna need a lot of lava for that, but it's a good challenge to actually do. The next one is the Sounds of Music. For this one, you're gonna have to actually find a new biome, which is the Meadow biome. Now to do this, all you're gonna need to do is get a jukebox and play a music disc in a Meadow biome, which are the biomes with a bunch of flowers. And this has been done with the new music disc. Now you don't need to do this, but a new music disc was added by Lena Rain once again, like Pigstep, but this one is called The Other Side. And this is what it sounds like. Now, it is a pretty good song to be added in the game, and this can be found in strongholds and a little bit of other areas, but it's an overall good music disc. And for the last advancement, the Star Trader advancement. Now the Star Trader advancement is pretty simple to actually do. Just go back up to World Height, which you have done for the first advancement, and get a villager up here as well. Now place down a station right next to them, and then simply trade with them. And as you can see, if I trade, I will get the advancement Star Trader. And as you can see, trade with a villager at max build height limit, which is insanely cool. But that is it for the advancements. Now on to the biggest change that you may have saw already, or the second biggest change, depending on whether you need world height or not, is actually all the new biomes. Now let's go look at all the biomes, starting off with the mountains. And first of all, we got the meadows. Now to actually find these biomes on your own in a creative world, you can do /locate biome and then search for the name. But these meadows, as you could have saw, have a bunch of flowers on them in the mountains. So once we actually get up here, and you can see all the flowers over here. Now they're pretty obvious because they all have a ton of different types of flowers across a whole mountain landscape, and they look something like this. And you can use them for getting the achievement also. Now these biomes contain a bunch of different flowers, and birch and oak trees can occasionally spawn with bees' nests in them. Only rabbits, donkeys, and sheep spawn naturally in this biome. As you can see, there are a pack of sheep right here. And also, villages and pillager outposts can generate in here as well. Now moving on to the next biome, which is the Grove. So within the Grove, which is actually really here, it actually contains a whole lot of snow. Now it is basically a snowy forest biome, and it actually spawns rabbits, wolves, foxes, sheep, pigs, chickens, and cows. And pillager outposts can also spawn within this area. And it is a pretty cool area. Similar to the taiga biome, but this time it is snowy and on top of big mountains. Now moving on to the next biome, which is the Snowy Slopes. So it's just like this, going down to the slopes, and we can teleport right over there. Now within this biome, it actually generates on top of mountain slopes, and it is covered in snow and powdered snow. Rapids and goats only spawn in this area, and igloos and pillager outposts can be found within this. But as you can see, there is snow, and within these patches of snow, you can actually find powdered snow, like here as well, which is very useful. Now for the next biome is the Jagged Peaks. So as you can see, the Jagged Peaks will often spawn as sharp and rough. As you can see right over here, there's sharp peaks, and they keep on like that. And these sharp peaks are insanely good looking, and they just keep that trend throughout their whole peaks. So it is one, and it is covered in snow and stone. They also spawn goats on top of this island, and pillager outposts once again can be on the top of these peaks, which is very cool. And as you can see, there are some goats nearby here as well. The next biome is the Frozen Peaks. Now this is another cool one because it is one of the biomes that have ice in it. Now as you can see, if we teleport to it, there will be a ton of ice here. Now there is obviously different types of ice. There is ice and packed ice that can be here. As you can see, there is packed ice, and ice can also spawn like over here. And then it can also spawn Arctic foxes, which is another really cool thing, and they are pretty rare to actually find. Now goats as well spawn in this biome, which is very cool, and pillager outposts once again as well. Now for the last mountain biome is the Stony Peaks. Now when I go to actually the Stony Peaks, they are another one of the cool biomes, but this time without all the snow. Instead, it's just all stone. As you can see, all of them are stone, and it comes with some emeralds as well. Most will not be exposed, but some are, which makes the mountain look a lot cooler, because you can see these shiny green things in a pile of all stone, making them really easy to find, but as well really cool. And they can be integrated with caves just like so, making it look amazing. But obviously, that is all for the mountain biomes, but let's dig down into the caves. So now the underground caves can now go up to -59, which is actually really far, taking you almost to bedrock. Layers Y8 and above generate with regular stone, but below that will generate with the deep slate. And it is very cool. Lush caves and dripstone caves can now generate down in deep slate as well. And certain type of structures and ore will actually spawn in the deep slate layer, as well as tuff and gravel. Now as you can see, if we actually go down here, there is a whole new level to fill up the extra space that we were given. And they actually spawn more diamonds down here as well. There are also new types of caves that are being added into this update, but not so much as biomes, but actually cave types, like noise caves, cheese, spaghetti, and noodles, which are all variants of the noise cave. And that is going to be pretty cool to see different types within your world, but also making it a lot more dangerous if you're trying to dig straight down. Because imagine digging straight down over here and then falling into this huge pit of lava. It's not going to go very well for you after that. But here's an example of one of the new noise caves. As you can see, it stretches really far, making this a little narrow spot, but a huge place to explore, making it look really great down there. It's very ominous, but very exploratory. So it is very great. And make sure you pack night vision with you as well, because these will be insanely dark if you're actually trying to venture through them in survival. Now for some of the smaller changes. Now these were the biggest changes so far that was added into the update. I know nothing that wasn't necessarily that big because they pushed a ton of stuff back. But I'll get talking about what they pushed back a little bit later. But first, the main thing that you may notice is the door texturing as actually changed. As you can see, now they more roughly represent what is actually shown when you place down the door. As you can see, they will basically represent what they are. Like that, and that. Now the texture of the door has actually not changed, but the item of the door, making it look a little bit better in my opinion. And another texture change has actually been the sign. As you can see, now they show the bottoms of the sign to accurately match when you actually place down a sign. As you can see, now it'll just be the normal wood and then the plank above it, making it look pretty cool, especially in these little items. Now to the actually really small changes. First of all, axolotls can only spawn inside of lush caves, making them more exclusive to that as well. So make sure to find one of these caves if you actually want to find your own axolotl. The next change is actually evokers, pillagers, vindicators, and illusioners will not attack baby villagers. So maybe next time you actually start a raid and fail it, you can still have some villagers within that village. But now the next one is the goat will only spawn in snowy slopes, jagged peaks, and frozen peak biomes. So they're much more restricted now, but that makes them all the more cooler. But anyways, that's all the main changes that was in here. But what actually got pushed back, you may be asking, because there was a bunch of stuff promised to us for 1.18 that I did not mention in this video. And one of the main things that you may be asking about is the Warden and the Deep Dark. Now the Warden and the Deep Dark was one of the biggest changes that we wanted in caves and cliffs, and it provides a much more scary threat into Minecraft. Now this has actually been pushed back to 1.19. Yes, I said it, 1.19. And that was confirmed to us by Minecraft Live. Yes, if you haven't seen my recap or Minecraft Live in general, they have actually pushed back the Warden to 1.19, which is the wild update. But they're actually giving the Warden his own little structure similar to the Piglin Bastion, and his own loot as well, which I find is insanely cool, making him much cooler, and I feel like it is worth the wait then. The next thing that is actually getting pushed back is the bundle. As you can see, if I go into creative and search for the bundle, it used to be here, but it's no longer there. Similar with the skulk sensor. The next thing that is not showing up in this update is archaeology. Now, archaeology was shown to us a while back in the previous Minecraft Live, and they told us that it was going to be in for 1.18. But sadly, it is not here. But I feel like they haven't really shown us anything about it and haven't really expanded on much of what it could do. So I feel like if they give us a overhaul of that, it wouldn't be that bad. And I don't think archaeology would have added much to the game that we needed right now. So I feel like it's fine that they put that back to the wild update or further. But obviously, I'm excited for 1.19 given all these new changes that are actually getting pushed back and getting properly implemented into the game. And I hope to see the new snapshot soon for 1.19. But once again, 1.18 comes out on November 30th. So mark your calendar if you actually do that, or just save the date. But remember that it comes out that day and you'll be able to see all this cool stuff in your new world, giving you a lot more to do in the normal vanilla survival. But anyways, that's the end of this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Also share with your friends if they are confused about the 1.18 update. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.